Yes, good old TJ.
Konnichiwa, Neil's Roger Morning God. Back with another video. And today, you guys, we are back on that Who Can Beat Gilgamesh lore talk. We are on part 3 now. We are starting back off, like I said, at 33 minutes and 35 seconds. The last one we was talking about was like I think it was not Achilles. It was the one server with that thing going down his face, that black thing going down his face. I forgot what his name was. Yeah. I'm sorry guys, my allergies been like kicking my butt like for the past like few days. Like allergy season is just upon us. I don't know if it's killing y'all. Slap a like if allergy season is kicking out, but just like it's kicking mine. It's been kicking mine for like the past like few days. Like I said, I've been working and stuff like that too. So just like slap a like on the video, let me know if you guys have been experiencing allergy season to the fullest. Also as well, subscribe to if you're new. Hit that bell notification, make sure you click all. Also as well, guys, go and follow the Twitch page. We are currently right now on Twitch. If I was to pull it up, let me see. We're currently, I think, at 54 followers. 54 followers, guys. So if you guys can go ahead and follow the Twitch page, Incognito Ace. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see like a thing go across your screen at any moment. But yeah, we have 54 followers. Trying to get that up. Like I said, we're a variety streamer. Latest stuff I've been streaming over there right now, guys, it's been Monster Hunter World Iceborne. I've been getting into that because I was like a big fan of Monster. I don't know why I'm just now getting it, but I'm like 30 plus hours into that game now, over like just playing it for like a few days or something like that. Also as well, guys. What was I saying? Monster Hunter, NBA 2K, Call of Duty Warzone, or just Call of Duty in general. That's like the 3 games I've been like playing like on my channel like recently. So yeah, if you guys want to watch any of that, let me know. And then when the PS5 come out, which is the next generation console, I'm gonna get. It's gonna be more game stuff I can play over there anyway, like more like one player like story modes and stuff like that. So let me know if you guys enjoy that. Leave comment down below what you guys probably want to see me play on Twitch. And yeah, so like I said, we're on part 3 right now, 33, 35. We're gonna get right into this because I don't know how long it's gonna take for like, because we usually talk about like 2 servants and then we end the video. So we gonna let them talk the next 2 servants, see if we know about them. If not, then we gonna learn some new stuff. Let's get right to it. I know you guys probably been asking or probably like wondering where's part 3 at, why he's been uploading all these other videos, why he hasn't done part 3 yet of this. The only reason because of that, guys, is because I'm trying to like do like just a variety of content. So I know I can just keep just do every day. I can just literally do part 3, part 4, part 5. I could literally get this done probably within like 2 weeks if I literally just did nothing but the same video. But I just want to keep like different content on the channel because I probably not a lot of people want to watch me react to this consistently, but they do want to see me react to it. So that's why I'm still bringing this to you guys. So I'm trying to get part 3 out hopefully tomorrow at the latest, the earliest, and hopefully even get part 4 recorded. I might do part 3 and part 4 back to back so I can just have it on my computer so that I could just easily put that out for you guys. So there's a little backstory on like where these videos been and like why you haven't been uploading like the other parts and everything like that. All right, guys. So without further ado, sorry about the long intro. It's like been a whole lot going on. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right to the so.
It is immediately before the latest Nerofest in English, where there will be an exhibition match with Berserker Herc, who has 11 levels of guts.
Yes, I think there's also an infamous stage in Agartha where he basically his brother or something like that shows up, taking over Herc's body, and he also has a huge amount of guts. So
I'm so glad that FGO sometimes goes a little out of the way to give him that little tip, because oh yeah, that's a lot of HP to chew through.
Right. Especially for somebody who can basically kill your servants
way
in
more
one
than
shot.
just a lot of HP.
And also who has an evade.
Right. But yeah, point is, while regular Heracles probably would not stand a chance against Gil, considering how swiftly he lost before, Archer Herc, or at least this form of Herc, because again, as Omega pointed out, he's also part of Venger in this form, so you have to take that into account. Even so, this guy is the scary one because he actually has a brain to work with. he realizes his own capabilities and probably can even figure out the capabilities of Gil just by looking at him.
Well, and also another important thing to point out is, as an archer, he has range. That's
Right.
one of Gil's
Also, another archer
primary abilities. Is the fact
servant.
that Gate of Babylon gives
Okay.
him crazy good ranged power. We've talked about this before. Gilgamesh is
So
not
who is it?
great at close
Question.
combat. Archer Herc can go the distance and can shoot arrows which will reach Gil.
Pun fully intended, by the way. But yeah, so Archer Herc is a beast. He's
Archer
presented as
Herc?
a total beast in Strange Fake. Just
Never
in the
heard of
first
this person.
meeting, even
Never heard
though
of
it
this
wasn't like a full-on fight. It's pretty easy to presume that he could take Gil. It's just a matter of who would get to their strongest attack first. So, moving on. Now we're going to be...
Oh, that must have been the last person you
that
talking about.
are
Archer. That's for what it was.
very
Okay.
widely regarded as being able to take on Gil, but never really had the chance, at least canonically, or with any sort of certainty. And definitely the most obvious choices would be Karna and Arjuna. Which do you guys want to start with?
Let's go alphabetical. Start with Arjuna.
You got it. We'll do Arjuna
I was
first.
about to say this. Mr. Arjuna, the hero
Arjuna,
of the Down himself.
nah.
He has a strength of A, an endurance of B, an agility B, mana B, a noble phantasm EX.
A
got
plus
an
plus
A rank
luck.
independent action, a magic resistance of C, a divinity B. He's got a C plus clairvoyance, so he can see pretty far. And then he's got his special skill, Hero of the Endowed. Basically, gets whatever he needs when he needs it. You'd probably interpret this as like, oh, maybe Gil would give him a break in a bad moment, or somebody could provide him with information he needs. But that's really nebulous. It's a much more narrative type ability.
I don't know why. I think that
Fantastic
mana at
stuff.
B is
First,
kind of
Arjuna
sus though.
Gandiva.
I think you need that to be A
Him-
or higher, right?
I'm not gonna fight
So
it.
it gets
It's
Gil.
given to him by the fire god Agni. I'm super Anglo. I'm trying, guys.
Oh, it's fine. It's more about what do these powers actually do versus the naming. The naming is whatever.
Well, it's important to mention that it's the Agni Gandiva because this means it's a divine construct. It's given to him by the fire god. It shoots flame
Or is those
arrows.
orbs actually what happens
He
in the
uses
show?
its
Is
true
this like
name.
a fan
It
created
is
pick?
called-
Because I've never
basically,
seen
it
this
becomes
servant
a
before, so I
crucible.
can't really just say, "Oh, I know what
Shoots
those are."
flaming arrows, which have the impact of modern high explosives. It is explicitly noted that it's not necessarily like a tracking missile, but because Arjuna has clairvoyance, they're basically the same. He is such great predictive that he can shoot these with the accuracy that like they did lock on to people. People who have gone against him maybe in FGO we're familiar with. Is a little it's very, like I said, conceptual. It's got a lot to do with like Hindu philosophy and stuff.
Independent
Basically,
action or
the
the
instrument of
down,
Shiva, the god of creation and
amount of
destruction,
burst,
instantly in
unity,
the area
clairvoyance.
release from
Oh yeah, his
life
magic
and death
resistance is kind of
to
trash too. It's
people
at a
who
C.
are directly in the zone.
No, Phantasm though is at
His
EX
divinity
power
is
level, so
that they are hit by this deliverance and are killed. Basically, they are released from the cycle of life and death. So they. While Agni Gandiva means he has a very powerful ranged attack, there's also the reverse. Gil could try and get close, and then, depending on which version of him we see, he has the highest rank of divinity we've ever seen at A+, because, as you said, he is 2/3 god, because the ancient Babylonians did not understand how genetics worked yet.
Right.
The way I see it is, this would actually be a contest of trickery and guile of who could get who to fall into a trap first. Because you're basically
okay. So basically, you're playing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, so basically playing
the
chess. They're trying to
ability
checkmate that
of
person
the Pashupada Noble
with a trap.
Phantasm would,
Okay.
we're pretty sure, get
So that
Gil.
will be.
His magic resistance is super low. He's got a very high divinity. Gilgamesh has some kind of like secret trick noble phantasm up his sleeve. It would get him, mean that Arjuna would have to basically pull it out, reveal the noble the true name of the noble phantasm, go through all the motions. Does Gil realize he is actually in danger to stop him?
Right.
As we noted, Gil has a great distance game.
So what you're saying is, in this case, even though Arjuna is really fast and he's also an archer, at the same time, Gil could use just Gate of Babylon to ward him off potentially.
While Arjuna's ranged attacks are very powerful, we don't necessarily know like how fast he can go, and because Gil is shooting noble phantasms, it's entirely possible he would find the right tool for the job.
Right.
for
Yeah,
to
see,
just
because
throw
with
as
the Gate
many
of
noble
Babylon,
phantasms
he
as he
has
needed at the problem to
literally
make it go well.
everybody's
Yeah,
fence has
and he
a
can, and
a
let's
weapon
not
form
forget,
to his
he
disposal.
can fire them
Ever.
off wherever he wants.
I
It's
mean,
just iconically we know him firing them from behind himself, but as shown in FGO, he can fire them anywhere.
Does that in Fate Zero a couple of times. He uses the portals either behind or around the enemy.
Right.
That's appeared in some other animations as well and is described in Strange Fake. So he can do basically a 360 attack.
Right.
So it's like, what? I guess the question is like, what is the range?
like
and
the
timing
HR
of
grounds,
Hashipata?
360 vision.
It's like that would be the thing because that's basically
Well,
the
okay,
clincher right there. But
Well, what units the range are in, but almost every Noble Phantasm has a range. Pashupata is described as range 1 to 100, and what range Gate of Babylon is supposed to be. The range is not listed. Does that mean it's unlimited, or that there are multiple ranges? Range is listed. So literally, there's no range listed for Gate of Babylon.
Well,
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Elish
because the way a
listed as
Gate of
range
Babylon
1 to
works, it
99.
doesn't seem like it'll have a
Right.
range though.
that's
You
kind of
know, it don't
interesting.
seem,
But at
it
the
don't
same
seem like it'll
time,
have a range though
if he
for it.
just needs Gate of Babylon to probably win, I mean, Gil can just be as arrogant as he wants then. That's the problem with this fight.
yeah,
This is another one of those situations where how Gil's arrogance and ability to sense his enemies, because remember we did talk a little bit about his clairvoyance type Noble Phantasm. He can sense true names if he feels like it, so he could realize, oh, this is Arjuna. He's that guy. He's got this tool. I should keep my distance and not let him do anything funny.
Wow, we actually got to bring up that skill. Jesus. But you're absolutely right. So basically, if Gil
That
knows it's
boy
Arjuna
Gil
and he's
is
familiar with what
broken.
he's capable
That
of at
boy is
all,
broken, man.
Gil would
OP,
basically have to
bruh.
be so arrogant, like beyond his normal arrogance. He'd have to actually be like, you know what? Hit me with it and see what happens. You know, he'd actually have to like let him hit him with the Pashupata. Because if he just kept raining Gate of Babylon on him, Arjuna might not be able to stand a chance.
as I said, like if Arjuna could pull off maybe a tricky move to get in close,
Right. That's basically his best bet, his only chance.
yeah.
I think the other thing to keep in mind is that the Agnigandiva works is it's basically an extension of his mana burst. He is using energy to shoot those big shots. I'm pretty sure Gil doesn't have to use an excessive amount of mana to open the Gate of Babylon, have stuff fly
It
out
seems
of
pretty
So
casual
basically,
to
he's
him,
gonna
so yeah.
basically gonna
It
be
does have
like
a higher
using a
endurance than
whole
him.
lot of mana and be like kind of tired after
They have
shooting
the
it. So
same,
basically, it's either
rough level of mana.
he
They're both
gets
really
him with
depleted.
it or he
If
doesn't.
Arjuna is using more energy than Gil, he's gonna run out first.
Right.
Actually, knowing Gil, like he would probably do the thing. Like honestly, like Arjuna could probably win because Gil would probably do the thing where he's filled Arjuna with sword and he decides to walk up close because he has to give us some pithy finishing line.
That is true. Especially if he's fighting Arjuna, who is this legendary divine servant. You
Because
know,
remember, like think of like all of Gil's fight. He has never kept distance. He'll keep like a little bit of distance, but you know, remember, he let Scanner get real close with the chains. He let Herc get real close with the chains.
Definitely did though.
Person he really wanted to keep away, and that didn't work for reasons.
Yeah. So honestly, like if Arjuna's willing to take a few hits and maybe put on a bit of an act,
And you could argue maybe that's his hero of the endowed coming in. He gets what he needs. It could
Yeah.
be that he gets an opportunity, but like on paper, sure. But when you put the human element into
So
it, it's
yeah,
like
I was looking at the comments on the first video I did.
could go- this
You
could
guys
go
want to see
either
me
way.
do two
Very
characters,
interesting
so we're
story.
gonna wait and
so
go
at
and
least there is
let
hope
him
for
do the next
Arjuna,
character,
that's
and
for
then we'll
sure.
end
So
off the
just
video.
because I'm kind of
I mean,
making
sure.
him seem like an underdog with how I'm talking, it doesn't mean he doesn't stand a chance.
So we're gonna be the second character that I talk about.
I said it will take a very specific
Right.
set of circumstances.
But then we get to Karna. What's the difference there?
Got a
Oh, I
strength
remember.
B,
I remember
an
him.
endurance of C, but an agility of A, mana B, luck D. So he's relatively unlucky compared to a lot of these contenders so far.
Dang,
Got that
that's
Noble
horrible.
Phantasm EX.
A C endurance with a
C,
D
he's
luck.
got Riding
That's
A,
terrible,
Divinity A.
Karna. That's
He also
terrible.
has Mana Burst Flames. Personal skills. Now, the first of which is very interesting, which is Uncrowned Arms Mastership, which is not an effect. It has no rank. And basically, this means that So long as Karna himself does not reveal his true name, which I believe would bypass Gil's effect, and everyone thinks his parameters are lower than they are. His own skill, knowledge deprived,
Oh.
which is how it's anyway,
Okay.
is basically because he's been poor, see the opponent's true nature instantly. Basically, he can see through lies. He can sense what your core personality is because he has been alone and poor and deprived in his life.
I don't even think he would need that to know that Gil is a total arrogant asshole.
Even if he didn't, he would sense it instinctively. And speaking of Gil's arrogance and assholishness, once again, uncrowned arms mastership means that Gil would not necessarily realize what a threat Karna is right away.
Right.
Yeah. Karna has 3 noble phantasms, though he can't use the third one until after he's used the second one, which means he is no longer using the first. He's got a very like flowchart-esque aspect here. So the first is
Also, it's like
Kavacha
one's connected to the
Kandala,
other.
his armor and earrings, golden sunly armor, which reduces all damage he takes by 9/10. Obviously, we're pretty sure because the way Anima Elish is described, if Gil actually
90%.
drops that on him, it doesn't matter. But
That's not bad.
for all the stuff in Gate of
But it
Babylon,
depends on the
this is the
mechanism.
ability that let tank everything Vlad was throwing at him in Apocrypha, despite the fact that Vlad was summoned in Romania. And Karna is just like, things don't bother me. He is super durable. Vasavi Shakti, which is ranked EX, which is an anti-god noble phantasm. It's a dart he got from the thunder god Indra, which has the power to basically slay anything. It's super powerful. Very wonderfully represented visually in Apocrypha as just incredibly destructive, right?
Right.
Shoots this massive shot. And because it is anti-god, anybody who has divinity is intrinsically more damaged by it. Oh gee, we just got through this discussion about how Gilgamesh has like the highest rank of divinity ever.
In fact, he'd probably brag about it.
Yes. It is also pointed out in CCC, which is another appearance of Karna, that well, I don't think they directly clash with it, because in writing, Vasavi Shakti is never used. He does not possess anything resembling it in his treasury, so he has no equal to this attack. Using Vasavi Shakti means that Karna has to ditch all his armor, and he gets super weak after, but then he gains his Brahmastra Kundala ability, which basically is energy lance attack thing, which is really powerful. And also he shoots IBs.
Oh, that's the thing we always see in the anime. That
basically, I think
Brahmastra
it's mostly
Kundala.
made up.
Okay,
It is
the
based
spirit
on some
side. Okay.
legends around the time, but mostly it's an ability that was added to him to give Karna something to do after he uses Vasavi Shakti. He would use up most of his actual offensive ability. As a game thing, they gave him an extra attack to use after that, but it's still a giant attack, which is ranked like anti-country, so even if Gil somehow gets out of Vasavi Shakti, Karna's not done, he's just a lot more vulnerable.
Right.
Reverse situation of Arjuna, where like Arjuna would have to do something clever to get him with his attack that'll definitely work. Really dumb or possibly incredibly honorable because it is Karna.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think
has a very strong sense of honor to basically give away some of his tricks to Gil before Gil realizes them on his own, because since all the stuff in Gate of Babylon with his armor, if he gets in close and he uses Vasavi Shakti, that means Gil would once again have to pull out the Anima Elish and use it on him. He missed with the dart. Karna's not done then. He can keep going very powerfully.
but the thing about like noble phantasms specifically is you have to like name them, and usually that's one of the things that's kept secret, because as soon as one of them's named, like I've seen like just about every servant I've seen has, as soon as the noble phantasm is named, it's like I know who that is.
Right.
But so
well, that's it. It would be that, like I said.
But by the time that's happening, it's gonna be too late, right?
Before he was using it. Vasavi Shakti works is after he shoots it. At least normally in the fiction, he's done. He doesn't have another shot in this summoning. The game FGO is very kind to let him use it repeatedly, because otherwise it would be kind of annoying. But yeah, so get a second shot anyway in a fight, so it would all be about making that first shot count, which Karna could probably get that shot in.
Right.
Once again, if it gets to Anima Elish, Karna's done.
But here's the thing: would Karna have to open with Vasavi Shakti in order to win?
Well, with Uncrowned Arms Mastership, as Gil would literally start out toying with him, just using Gate of Babylon beginning. Karna would have already seen through his nature with knowledge of the deprived. He has Mana Burst Flames, which, give us, but his armor will probably let him shrug off a lot of what Gate of Babylon throws at him.
Also, it should be noticed, he has that agility A. Gil's only ranked agility C. Karna's very fast. Lancers are fast.
Right.
So,
Possible that he could get to close quarters.
So we might not even get to Enema
Which
Elish
makes
or Aya
sense.
or anything like that.
Yeah, because remember, he still has to pull it out.
Right.
Like, honestly, like, I'm, like, even more so than Arjuna, I feel that Karna could actually beat Gil. Just from how fast he is, how much of an underdog Gil would consider him. He has a trump card in his back pocket, literally, and he can basically shrug off most of what Gil's throwing at him until it gets into close quarters, which I'm pretty sure he can do with agility A.
Right.
As I said, like, it's been shown that, it takes a moment for Gil to set up Aya.
And do you think there'd be any way for Gil to necessarily tank Karna's attacks normally? Because I have heard that Gil's armor is also no joke or something like that, but I'm not exactly super clear on that
we
myself.
didn't touch on this earlier, but maybe it's a good point too. So Gil's armor is weird. It's not a noble phantasm or anything. It's like Artoria's armor in Fate's Stay Night. It is created kind of by him as part of being a servant, so it's maintained by his mana and stuff.
I was about to say, because it's created by him,
They
then
describe it
it's
as,
gonna be held by
running
mana.
curses
That
on
only
one
makes
map at
sense,
the same
right?
time. If it's not a noble phantasm, I don't know if that follows because Gil has a very low magic resistance.
That's true.
So sometimes treated as very powerful, but I think that's just because Gil himself is very inherently strong. It's almost like an extension of him.
So
Can be
basically,
broken too.
if in this case then you pit him against somebody of similar strength to himself, or maybe even possibly higher, whatever, that might fluctuate, that's arguable, but even so, definitely similar, then the armor that Gil carries might not even be that big a deal to someone like Karna.
Might as well be shirtless.
I guess so.
In Strange Fake, arrows at Gil, and Gil stops him with one hand. He's like, it's no big deal, and it cracks his gauntlet.
Right.
So yeah, it's obvious that
Oh,
if
my
you are
camera
strong
keep
enough
on
character, if you
focusing.
start wailing on Gil, his armor will not tank those hits forever.
Right. And as you guys said, the only way Karna can really, I guess, pointing that out, that he would, of course, as a Lancer, he'd want to get into close combat, because that's every fight we've seen him in, that's basically what he does. So it's like...
Yeah, because he's a Lancer, so obviously he wants to get
basically,
close.
Karna
so.
would have to do something either dumb or really honorable to lose this fight before Gil would get the bright idea to finally pull out Aya.
Hey,
Which is entirely possible because it is Karna.
but
Right.
as I said, Gil is kind of a colossal asshole and a dick and cruel, a bit sadistic. So Karna might think it's an honorable thing to put him in the fucking ground.
That's very true.
Oh,
That's
boy,
what I'm hoping
Gil,
for, yes.
Knowledge of the deprived. What kind of person is Gil? A dick.
He kinda deserves it, yeah. So yeah, actually, would you say Karna has a better chance, even considering his character, than Arjuna to beat Gilgamesh in a one-on-one fight?
I do. As I said, Karna has better defensive capabilities. His agility means he can get up in there. He won't be stuck back into a range-to-range combat, which I think honestly is kind of one of the things that might hold Arjuna back.
Right.
Because there's nothing saying that you can't bloody block a damn the Gate of Babylon with a sword. I mean, it's been proven that it can be done. It's been proven that you can grab the weapons out of the Gate of Babylon and use them against Gil.
Right, exactly, as showcased in a great scene with Berserker Lancelot. Everyone remembers that scene.
Yeah.
Rad.
So, as I said, if Karna's basically making a beeline towards Gil, dodging, fighting off Gate of
But his
Babylon,
asset can be a
to
greatest
get to
weakness.
whatever range that he needs to use.
So, yeah.
Pretty much any attack, really.
Yeah, pretty much any attack, Gil would crumble. And if Gil does not literally open with Aya, probably will not have the time to bust it out.
And as Omega pointed out, he would be at a disadvantage in his own arrogance because of Uncrowned Arms Mastership, because he would probably immediately, unless he knows it's Karna,
Oh,
And even then, it's still Gil, so
still
who
recording?
knows?
Yo, still recording.
He
Okay.
would probably
I have to hit my
underestimate him
knee on
anyway.
this.
That's what it does.
Trying to get my
Makes
next
him
setup.
so
So
weak and-
literally, Gil would go, "Who is this? I can't even sense his power level."
Right. A power level of 5.
All right, so we're gonna pause here. We're at 54 minutes and 40 seconds. So we just got done with them two serpents there, Karna and what was it? Karna and who else? Arjuna. Yeah, that's right, Arjuna. Damn, I forgot about that. So Arjuna, like I said, Arjuna and Karna, we just got done with right there. So out of those two, who do y'all think would can actually beat Gil? Will it be Arjuna or Arjuna? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. And or Karna? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, guys, gonna be the end on this video. Like I said, this video been going on for a long time. As usual, what happens when I do these lore discussion videos, they go on for a while. After they talk about at least like 2 characters, like I say, and then we end out the video there. But like I say, guys, before we even get out of here, man. If you're new, subscribe to the channel if you're new. The bell notification, make sure you click all. Stop a like on the video, so I know you guys are enjoying this type of content. So I can bring you guys more of this content. I'm trying to grow as well. You hit the like button. And also as well, go follow my Twitch and everything else you see on the screen, guys. If not, make sure about down below if you haven't seen it. And yeah, like I say, subscribing is only take about like 2 seconds to like the video as well. So I'll hand you that right quick. Well, I'm out. Peace.